Ever thought about farming, but wanted something a little different? Something tougher? Well, today we're going to explore a kind of livestock that really thrives where others just can't. We are building the complete blueprint for starting a yak farm, right from the ground up.
So what's our game plan? Well, first we'll dive into why yaks are such a compelling choice. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, finding the perfect land, building out your farm, keeping your herd happy and healthy, and of course, how to turn it all into a successful business. All right, let's jump right in. Why yaks? I mean, what is it about these incredible, hardy animals that's really starting to grab the attention of modern farmers?
So when you think about raising livestock, your mind probably jumps straight to cattle, right? That's the standard. But what if I told you there's an animal out there that actually thrives in the exact conditions where cattle start to struggle? Well, that's where the yak comes in. It really all comes down to their environment. You see, traditional cattle, they like things cozy. They do best in moderate, grassy climates. Yaks, on the other hand, are built for the extreme. They absolutely flourish in cold, harsh weather, which makes them this uniquely resilient and low-impact option for tougher landscapes.
Okay, so let's say you're sold on the idea. You want to raise yaks. The very first and biggest question is, where? Finding the right piece of land isn't just a step, it is the foundation for your entire farm.
To figure out what yaks need, you just have to think about where they come from, their native mountain homes. They're literally built for cooler temperatures and higher altitudes. And maybe most important of all, they need plenty of open space to roam and graze.
So how much space are we talking about here? A really good rule of thumb is about 1 to 2 acres of good pasture for every single adult yak. That gives them the room they need to move around and, just as importantly, ensures they have a steady supply of fresh food.
All right, you've got the land. Fantastic. Now, what do you actually need to build on it? Let's talk about the essential infrastructure you'll need to keep your yaks safe, contained, and healthy. You can really break it all down into 3 simple, non-negotiable pillars. You need strong fencing to keep them in, some decent shelter to protect them from the worst of the weather, and a constant, reliable source of fresh water. Let's start with fencing. And this number right here, this is important. Your fences need to be at least 5 to 6 feet tall. No kidding. Yaks are incredibly strong animals, and they've been known to just push over or even jump shorter fences.
So this means you have to use strong materials. We're talking wood, metal, or a really robust electric system. Whatever you choose, it needs to be built to withstand your local weather, and doing regular maintenance checks is absolutely key to keeping it secure year after year.
Now, what about shelter? Here's some good news for your wallet. Thanks to their natural hardiness, yaks don't need heated barns or anything elaborate. Honestly, a simple 3-sided shed that protects them from harsh wind and heavy rain is often all they need to stay perfectly comfortable. And finally, water. They need constant access to a clean, reliable source. But here's a super critical detail for anyone in a cold climate: you absolutely need heated water troughs. Without them, their water supply will freeze solid in the winter, and that's a huge problem. With the farm pretty much set up, we can finally focus on the animals themselves. Because proper nutrition and good health management, well, that's the bedrock of a thriving herd. You know, the foundation of a yak's diet is actually refreshingly simple. It's all about high-quality pasture. They are natural grazers, so providing them with healthy land is the single best thing you can do for their nutrition, period. But what actually makes a pasture healthy? Well, it's a combination of things. You want a good mix of different grasses and lagoons. You should be using rotational grazing so the land has time to recover. And doing regular soil tests is a great idea to make sure the forage is packed with all the right nutrients. Of course, there are definitely times when even the best pasture in the world just isn't available or isn't cutting it. So, when do you, the farmer, need to step in and supplement their diet? This usually means giving them extra food during the winter when everything's covered in snow, or in dry seasons when the grass quality just plummets. Also, if you're trying to optimize for meat or milk production, you'll need to step in. High-quality hay, silage, and good mineral supplements are exactly what you'll use to fill in those nutritional gaps.
Okay, this is where it all comes together. You have happy, healthy yaks living on a well-built farm. So now, let's explore how you can turn this amazing passion into a truly sustainable and profitable business.
You know, one of the greatest things about yak farming is just how versatile it is. You're not locked into just one product. For example, if you're raising them for meat, your goal is fast growth. If you're going for their luxurious fiber, it's all about quality. And for milk, genetics and a calm temperament are absolutely key. Each path requires a totally different focus.
Ultimately, success really boils down to treating your farm like a business. And that means having a solid plan from the start, maybe diversifying with products like cheese or yarn, keeping meticulous records of everything, and always planning ahead for both startup and ongoing expenses.
And there you have it, the whole shebang. We've walked through the 5 pillars, understanding the unique appeal of yaks, finding the right land, building the essential infrastructure, caring for the animals, and finally running it all like a smart business.
So there it is, the complete blueprint. From the open pasture all the way to the final product, you've got the roadmap. The only question left is, could this unique and seriously rewarding adventure be a part of your future?
Want to raise healthy yaks and avoid costly mistakes? Get your copy of How to Raise Yaks by Gerard Don in the description box below and discover everything you need to turn your yak farming dream into a profitable reality.